Joke FM.
All right, Mr. Nippet.
As I was saying, there are two sets or buckets of crimes. You have what they call the small crime and the higher crime. The small one will be called or is called misdemeanor. Example, if I slap somebody, that's a misdemeanor. But if I knife a person and the person dies, it becomes a felony. That's a higher crime. And when murder, especially premeditated murder, occurs, my chances of being amongst the human race is slim. The course of justice might bring me down, and when I'm brought down, the next thing that is to happen would be death by hanging, as it happened in the case of Justin Moloka Obi, Mr. Seigler, Thomas Goodron, and all those people that were hung, including President William R. Talbot's brother or first cousin. The case at instant, with respect to a council or councilman going to the police station to bail a former vice president, now Senator Joel Howard Taylor, out of the police hands. It's a different kind of case. It's a heightened case. It relates to drug, and it is no longer an allegation where the information centered on her involvement do not corroborate. Everything comes into pieces, and the picture had been painted about her involvement. And that being the case, charges were brought against her. She was taken to court of competent jurisdiction, a criminal court. And what we understand, she is remanded to the South Beach. And I had a familiar language, witch hunting, and all those kind of things. When you fall victim of something, it should not be because you were a former big shot. If ma tane, ma nimle, liaison and colleague can be held in jail for viase, where the crowns, the crew people, and Basa people call viase, which they call caro, some people say, or marijuana. And they are remanded in jail at the common place in South Beach. People caught from the old road. Can we say, or is it proper to say, or will it be justified to say that they pick on them? So when we want to get clarification, we should be mindful to ask ourselves, what happened? Not why the people say, oh, the people picking on Mr. Nippet, because, you know, Mr. Nippet, A, B, C, D, no. What did Mr. Nippet do? What is his level of involvement? How did it happen? And why do I think Mr. Nippet is going to be in prison? So I hope that satisfies the captain. If she were to be billed, I'm not choosing side. I'm on purely talking about what the law says. The law is there for the high and for the low. The low man does something, as Mr. Rice said, the law comes and visits his arm upon you. Even if you were in a different country, the long arm, they call that one, of the law will come for you there. And understanding will be reached, and you'll be repatriated or deported to your country, and then the law will take care of you. Then he asked his fellow Grandidians, all of you in Zulu Whiskey, to be at the Top FM station for an important meeting centered around the loss of Honorable Archie Wolobo and his son, and how to plan. I think there will be other things annexed there. So that's why Captain Doe, and the fourth person talk about prosecuting, finding common ground to push Liberia forward, and we talk about witch hunt, targeting few people or a specific group of people. I don't want to believe whether people are targeting people. If you have many children in the house and something got missing there, and they target and your parent call you to ask you questions or ask all of your questions, one person is taken from there, it does not mean to say your father is targeting that person. That's the law I'm talking about. The law does not target people. People put themselves against the law. The law is fronted with all of us. It is like your shadow. It walks by you. It stays by you. When you infringes upon it, it acts against you. That's what the law is. So I think that answers the question of the caller, the fourth caller. The third caller wanted to talk about the missing brother, which is on my mind. And we hope that there are plans on our way by the superintendent. As Captain Doe said, the only person who is helping them to talk about this thing is Senator Nimlin, Senator Yahya Thomas Yahya Nimlin. That be the case, the caucus head has an awesome duty to call the caucus together and bring the superintendent on board to discuss how they can have like the fifth caller said, common ground. Find a common ground in identifying where the two persons are, what happened to them, why they have not come back home. And the second person was not audible. I just asked Mr. Gonda, whom I wanted to hear, but it looked like where he is or where you were making the communication from, it was not clear. So he couldn't come in very well. He was being jammed, something like jamming. So in total, the impeachment of our former vice president is not a witch hunt. It's centered on cocaine. And I like the way Mr. Wulu asked the question.
Okay. 30 seconds, Mr. Nippet.
So Mr. Wulu's question was, do you know about the cocaine situation? That our young men are being carried away. I'm paraphrasing that. Let me put that on. So once she is caught to have her hand involved in this cocaine or drug business, it is common that the law will visit her. I stop right there.
Thank you, Mr. Nippet. And Madam Claudia, before I come to you, I wanted to play this video. Let me play this video. This is the video that was circulated today and it shows Madam Taylor being escorted out of the city court of Monrovia and is taken to the central prison at Saw Beach in Monrovia. And then we're going to come back and I'll give you a view, get your view.
Man, I'm following people. Where you heading to? Man, tell her where you heading to?
Okay, I want to hold that right there. Madam Claudia, I'll get your view on this incident today. This picture I'm looking at. What struck you there?
Well, what actually struck me there is the fact that she's not crying. She's not crying. And I know for a fact that when we are innocent and we are trying to prove to people that we are innocent, it's a painful thing. It's an emotional thing. So therefore we tend to show more emotions to try to show our innocence. Severe crying, that kind of a painful expressions on our face, that kind of a deep sorrow. But her expression comes off as saying, yeah, y'all caught me. Here I am. I'm going in. I'm going to handle this. I'm going to be strong about this. And I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. She looks prepared to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I really commend her for not encouraging anyone in the parking lot to fight or fight for me or help me or come for me, or, you know. She's showing a leadership of saying, this is it. I'm going to handle this. You guys just watch, be quiet, and let's see how we can move this train. And it for her supporters, I'm sure that is a sign of solidarity and strength. And I know her supporters are quietly watching, because right now it's not a good time for anyone to try to take side with her, and because they can implicate you in it. It could let the world know you have some kind of implication. You know, everyone is a victim of drugs. We have all lost someone that we know from drugs. We know what drugs is doing, and we are happy that the government is working.
All right, Claudia, I think your background with noisy. That's why you had to stop. Appreciate that. But if you come back, let me know. So we have two of our fellow panelists, distinguished panelists, join us. Mr. J. Monju Cassell and Mr. George H. Nubo. Gentlemen, please greet our listening audience, and then we're going to come back to you later on in the program. Mr. Cassell, let's start with you.
Yeah, well, it's nice being here. My name is Monju. I live on the West Coast. I'm looking forward to a spirited debate. And nice being here.
All right, Mr. Monju, it's always a pleasure having you, sir, and welcome to the program this evening. Mr. George H. Nubo.
Yes, good evening, fellow panelists. I'm sorry I came late. Because I want to take a short nap. And it became a long sleep. So that's why I came late.
You deserve it.
Oh yeah, I deserve it. I deserve it. Yeah. I know Nippy gonna jump on it, you know.
But you know that one there. I heard it's snowing.
So I look forward to different with everybody, and I think that's why we are here. And thanks to everyone.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Good to have you as always. And you are well rested. So we're going to get a lot of energy coming from you there. But so well, we are currently on the topic that was introduced by Mr. Nippet. He responded to the callers, but then he brought in, some of the callers talk about the arrest and subsequent jailing of the former vice president today, and he threw light on it, and we turned it into a topic, and this is what we are on. He has just spoken about it. About it. Madam Claudia was saying her own a piece, and then she ran into a noisy area. I'm sure she had to drop off.
Yeah.
But it has to do with, again, the court appearance today, and the former charges were brought against the vice president, formally charged, and he was taken to the central prison, Saul Beach. I spoke about it. I said, as somebody from the BTC, Kekeya, Saul Beach, and PHP, someone who ate roasted cassava with coconut, roasted plantain, and roasted corn on the streets right there at Kekeya, looking at that picture today without knowing the facts. And I'm not judging her, I'm not condemning her, nor am I praising or doing anything with Mr. Bwaga and his administration. I'm just saying, looking at it from that position, it says to me that justice can meet you whatever you are, regardless of your position in the society. Here is a former first lady, a two-term senator from Bone County, a former vice president for 6 years, has been handcuffed and taken to prison. That speaks volume. From a guy coming from McDonough Street, right there by the former how you call it? Interior Ministry. You call it, I think, Interior Ministry. Yeah, right there. They get off the get.
Chief compound,
right there. Yeah, I was just stepping stone over that building. So then when they get to the open water, where the old man are cooking the ooze, busting and making the soups more sweet. Yes, and seeing that, and a Zaytown kid says to me that the law can be applied when those in power want to apply the law. That's why I came in, Mr. Nippy, let me give you 10 seconds. Please summarize your statement so that your fellow panelists can know where you stand on the issue, and it will go to Mr. Monju.
The law is the law. It does not pick for. It is not selective. It is applicable to the conduct of an individual in the commission of an act or offense against it. And so, having sounded my disclaimer, I will repeat it. I am not a lawyer, but I do understand that there are two divisions of crimes: the lesser or common misdemeanor and the higher felony. And I provided some examples of what a misdemeanor is versus what a felony is. Misdemeanor, stealing, slapping somebody, disturbing property peace, felony, shooting a person, sedition, conspiracy, drug cases are non-bailable. The former is bailable. You can embezzle $10,000, you will go to jail. $10 million, you go to jail, but it can bail you out. But if you kill Wisa, if you mark Roddy, County, and you in drug business, they get you to stop it, and the criminal code find you get it, that's it. You'll be there. I empathize is that we find ourselves with the former First Lady, Vice President, and now Senator for Bond County being remanded into a coma prison. But that's the law. Arrest right there.
Thank you, Mr. Nippet. Mr. Monju.
Nobody hear you.
Can you hear me?
I said, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Look, I look at it from a different perspective. Completely, I think 180 from Mr. Nippy. We all agree that she hasn't been found guilty of a crime. And I think the fact that they rushed her to the hospital, we all agree that she's in frail health. So from my perspective, I say, why can't the government show some empathy by putting her under house arrest until her trial? Understand that she's not your average prisoner. She's a former First Lady as well as a former VP. And I feel that, she must be afforded some courtesy. Even as an accused, you just don't dump her with other prisoners under the guise that nobody is above the law. No. And if you look at the picture of what's going on, I find it hard to see fair play. There's an institutional capture of some Liberian institution by the drug laws. The police, customs, immigration, as well as those in charge of logistics at the sea and airports have all been compromised. We all can agree on that because even the police chief said that. Okay. So arresting a lone female and claiming that she's the face of illicit drug transshipment, I mean, it's farcical. It's farcical to say the least. We know that the men run the nuts and bolts of the cartel operations in Liberia. So why aren't there any made for social media arrests and for show indictments? Men. That's my question. You grab the woman, and there's this big show. Oh yeah, she's the face of this whole thing. Justice Minister coming out reading indictment and all that. But the men who actually run the whole program, because all you saying, oh, she went to Dubai. This career criminal said he introduced her to the traffickers in Dubai, and she received some money and all that. But there's a logistics infrastructure that brings the drugs into Liberia. Sure, she wasn't there commanding, well, you put this here, you put that there. No. That one is the institution that I mentioned previously. They the one were doing it. Police. In fact, they suspended some police people, customs, immigration, the people that take care of the logistics, architecture at the airport. Those are the people. But we have not seen one. All we see, the former VP arresting her and whatnot. And she's in poor health. She suffered from asthma. She also suffered from I heard how they call it, high blood pressure, all that. So I just don't see fair play being injected into the whole process. I know Mr. Nippy would disagree, but I land.
Oh, you preempted that, and that's exactly right. I disagree.
You beg to
Okay.
differ. Go ahead.
Yeah,
let me ask you a question.
30 seconds, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, Mr. Nippet. 30 seconds.
Is it, Mr. Moju? I said I empathize with the condition, but is it applicable by law? That because a person has been the former Chief Justice, former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, or former Minister of Justice, when such person has gone against the law, that they should be put on a house arrest and treated very, very gently, as opposed to a Jube, a Nimle, a Gamode, Gamodu, or Koli, who is said to have been involved in a drug case. Is it applicable that they be accorded such courtesy? Question.
Well, if they're in frail health, and I did mention the fact that she's only being accused. She has not been convicted of anything, unless you know something that I don't know. She hasn't.
So my question here is, honor our law, whether it is allegation or once they carry you to court, it is the judge who sentences a Nipe, a Deve, or a Koluba. My question to you is, Mrs. Taylor was taken to the Moroyo City Court. Had it been Mr. Wise, who has worked as Chief Justice, Supreme Court man, do you not see the equitability where the former Chief Justice was sentenced to the very place where the person has gone? She's a female also. How do you rationalize that, sir?
Let me guess, and I will say it again. One, she's in failing health. Okay? They took her from the hospital. We don't have any medical facilities at the prison. Okay? Number two, this woman was a former first lady. This woman was also a former vice president. Number three, we all know that men facilitated this whole process. We haven't seen one man on, where Oscar Twe reading an indictment. Not even one. Let's look at fair play.
So, is it not equitable to what happened to the former Chief Justice? Is she not a woman? Is she not a woman? I have you credit.
Mr. Muji answer, then we'll move on to Mr. Nippet. Mr. Muji, come answer that, then we'll go to Mr. Nippet.
The former Chief Justice. She was in free health. She was in free health. Her daughter had died.
Okay.
She was former Chief Justice. Her daughter had died. And the elements that you brought in, free health, she was in free health, but she was remanded. Where the former vice president is. How do you reconcile that?
Mr. Nippet, you see your logic. It's because they didn't do it then. That's why they shouldn't do it now. And I don't understand our logic. Okay, they
No,
didn't
that's
use it.
not what I'm saying. If they did it then, and there's another person in the same crime of non-bailable, then they should do it too. That's what I'm saying.
You and I can go back and forth. We take the whole show. We can even do it tomorrow. There's no way that you will sway me from my position. There's no way I will sway you from your position. So let's just move on.
Oh.
All right, so let's go
All
to
right,
the next.
Mr. Monju. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that spirited exchange. Let's go to you, Mr. Nubo, and then we'll go to Madam Claude. I'll see if she's back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I do not see a fairness in what is going on. I mean, there are lots of presidents all over the world who have been sent to prison. Even Jacob Zuma of South Africa, whose name Mubarak of Egypt, his name Habre of Chad. These people have been sent to prison, even to go way back. Odinga Ojinga of Kenya.
Jerry John Rollins.
So, and strangely, the law that they are using was passed. The Controlled Drugs and Substances Act of 2014. It was passed 2014 and 2022 under the Weir government. They said it was not strong enough. So they amended it in 2023, and Weir signed it July 12, 2023. And these unlicensed importation, unlicenses, illicit, trafficking of controlled drugs and substance, they all came from that amendment. So, during COVID issue, people are saying the law is the law. So is that not the same law? The law must always be the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Madam Claudia. And gentlemen, if anybody want to take if you want to contact Mr. Nubo, you can do that as well. We'll give you 30 seconds to do that. But in the meantime, let's go to Madam Claudia.
I know today Mr. Nippe is happy with my response.
Yeah, because you're sweet and short.
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, yes, Mr. Nubo is absolutely right. The urgency in making sure that this Controlled Drug Substance Act really came into effect is because of this Kush substance abuse crisis emergency alert that came about 2025 and 2026. We all cried about getting Kush out of the country. I mean, come on, it's like everyone is forgetting what we've been crying over. I mean, it's almost like Kush is okay now. It's okay for people to smoke it. It's okay for cocaine to be sniffed all around here if it will help the former vice president to get out of jail. You have to understand, she has been accused of something very heavy. She's not being accused of manufacturing coke. She's not being accused of pushing it, but she's being accused of paving the way, brushing the road so that cars can pass. If we allow her to be on house arrest or any other thing, imagine the amount of cocaine that's still stashed somewhere. that cocaine will have the opportunity to continue its journey where it's going, allegedly, if she is actually involved. The balanced cocaine will also get in the hands of my children and your children and all of our children. So imagine the weight. This thing is it's like a darn if you do and darn if you don't, because we don't know what the outcome could be if we. Everybody plays that pity role. Nobody wants to go to jail. If she's really guilty of this, okay, let's say she's not guilty of this, but she knows Kante. Kante is a wanted fugitive. Right now, the whole world looking for him because he's got enough money. There's a price on his head right now. So that means that a lot of people are looking for him. So she could be a pawn. It could be a setup. No one should trust a felon. Let's talk so we talk so. People who scam and fraud, fake signatures on people's checkbooks, they're fake. I can't trust what they say. This could be a lie. But then it could not be a lie. Someone takes their personal phone and calls you and you answer and you say hello. I mean, how much more evidence do you need of my involvement? Especially if the call was recorded and you have evidence of it. So you see this thing here, we all taking pity about her health. But what about the health of everybody that's getting high? What about the health of our communities? What about the health of women that are being abused because their boyfriends are getting high, they beat them up, then they force them to take it, put it in their dreams. I mean, think about all the people. Okay, for her one, everyone's pitying her one, but who's pitying the millions? We're more than 1 million in Liberia, and I'm telling you, it's got to be 1 million people affected by this thing going on here, this drug thing. So what about them? Who's feeling sorry for them? They're sick too. Some of them are mentally ill. People got pus coming out every parts of their body because, drugs causes so much bad health. It causes so much skin disorders. It causes so much stuff. Who's pitying them? Who's speaking up for them? I don't see anybody speak. Right now, since her arrest, I don't see no more advocacy. I don't see people talking about say no to drugs. Everybody's like, free Taylor, free Joel Taylor. What happened to say no to drugs? Nobody, no more. I'm not even hearing any more arrests. No one else is getting arrested. It's almost like it's over now. We can start living our lives and go back into getting high and allowing the kids to keep selling it. Because while we're fighting for her to be free, we got extra consignment of pills just dropped. People just added up on their drugs. So I think we need to stop crying about her health, all right, and focus on letting the trial happen. Focus on what's happening. Focus on the next court. When is the court hearing? When is the next court date? That's what we should be talking about. Who is her lawyer? What's his defense? What else he's going to do? But not about her being free because she's sick, man. You know how many people sick in the country right now? I'm sick. I think you hear the noise in my background. Drugs people making argument about who didn't buy the cigarette that they were supposed to smoke with the kush they're supposed to take. So let's talk about that, the reality of what's going on around us. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, Madam Claudia. Thank you. So let me bring another side of this conversation in. I think most of you probably, all of you probably didn't see that, and I've been trying to find this information. I don't know why I can't find it again. So I don't know if you guys are aware that the former charge that are brought against her, that she received payment, monetary payment, totaling $145,000. Some were giving Dubai, some were giving, I think, in Accra, and then the last one were giving just in August. Just in August, my people. While all this drug thing were running around, they were receiving payment for Bashiru Kante and his affiliates. That's what I say here. For the government to hold a former vice president for 48 hours It means that God solid evidence died on her. The woman received 3 different payments as early as August. Why are we talking about this thing? 19,000 for what? Former vice president. I think somebody made this statement on the show that because of greed, get people into trouble. This is absolute greed. And let me say, you too greedy. Former first lady, former 2-term senator, former vice president. That $19,000, man. $19,000. Why are we crying about these drugs being picked up all over Monrovia? You're receiving $19,000 from drug peddlers. And I know by that time they had somebody guys and name up. Because that guy was arrested, I don't know. We gotta look at the date again and see when I got was busted, the first guy. So you knew all this thing. But you're still receiving money from Conte and his people. Hey man. What? This is unbelievable. When you hear absolute recklessness on Juwa Howard Taylor Pot.
Let me just say something.
Come in, sir.
Because both you and Miss Claudia let's start with you. You're giving the impression like Mr. Conte is somebody above board. He's somebody, within society that one can believe. So you believing the accusations made by Conte. Conte is right now he's in flight from Maryland. I think we played if you didn't play, I think I saw it on Facebook. He's in flight from Maryland. Okay, there's an active warrant out for his arrest. He agreed with the FBI to stay within the United States because of this business, what they call BEC, business email compromise. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars out of that, where they compromised the emails, they hacked the emails coming out of businesses, and they look at the route in terms of what sort of financial transaction they're making, and then they go and they intercept it and reroute it to a bank address. He pleaded guilty to that. The United States law enforcement authorities say, okay, fine. We'll put this ankle bracelet on you. Because Conte is, if you look at, I was looking at his Facebook, he's got degrees from New York University. He's not your everyday criminal. John Jay College of you should know the name. It's on the East Coast, the College of Criminal Justice. He's a graduate of that. So he knows how this thing works. Okay, that's the worst person you can get as a criminal. Somebody who knows how, evidence in police work and, questions they were asked and all that. He has all that down. So if that's the person, and he will say anything, probably brought himself forward to look, if you're in the States, drop that charge. I can tell you what's been going on with the vice president. So why would you believe somebody like, actually, Mr. Wright, you need to go and come back in. So why would you believe somebody like that? And
Can I say something?
I would believe somebody like that.
Miss Claudia
I believe him.
gave the impression that the cookies were already and Taylor is guilty. But most of what
You know why? I know him. I've met him. Okay, I met Conte before all of the everything, before the email scandals and all of that. The first encounter I remember having met him in Liberia was a very sad case he had experienced with one of his children, and the law let him down. He called Daily Observer and appealed to us. I received the call, Claudia, please help me. This happened to my child. And it's like the law is not taking any action towards it and the people just walking free. Right there. When people have vindictive hearts, you know, they've been disenchanted some way or another. Those type of people are the ones that can end up being time bombs. And when they let that bomb blow, it's a wrap. He was someone that came in the country to protect his child, left, came back, and had all these values clubs going, you know, and yes, people were misled. Bringing Peace Square, everyone thought he had money. Like, oh, he got money, so I can work with him. Hot FM worked with him. I was working at Hot. You know, we were eager to publish his news and play his music and get his artists promoted. You know, he had a concert with all the artists, put them in big hotels. When Akon came, you know, he did a lot for everyone. If that be the case, I think everyone should be questioned. Because Drew Houteller, on the other hand, I don't believe it was greed. It wasn't greed. It was us, we the citizens of Liberia. Because every day we begging. Every day we're going to their houses. I want to eat, or my son not going to school. You know how many people crying for money and all these needs that they have? And here you are, we the women are so compassionate. We're so caring. We're so motherly. We don't like to see people cry. So we got to do what we got to do to make sure that that other people eat. We want everyone around us to be happy. We want everyone to be okay. So it's not greed. It's the fact that she wanted to be able to help her children, her family, her constituents. And I know for a fact that I know she knew it wasn't something legal. That kind of money is just too much. It's just too much. So Conte is not doing this out of hate or spite of.
Conte wants his freedom. That's why he's doing it. He wants his freedom.
So he names his accomplice. So he names his accomplice. You see, there's something they call guilt by association. If I am a criminal and you and Mr. Nubo work with me in perfecting a crime, and I'm the biggest pin, like the guy from Mexico, got my honor ground things and all those kind of things. But you are the facilitators. You helping me. You aiding me. You abetting the crime. You are a sorcerer before because you have full knowledge of what is going on. And you are a sorcerer after because when the thing happens, you want to play the quizzer and say, oh, this thing from the top and to the bottom.
Mr. Where are the men that are involved in this thing? You can't tell me VP Taylor was at the airport facilitating. You can't tell me that she was at the Freeport facility. Where are the men?
But the men are in prison already.
No.
Why you say no?
They're not. You're not here, but
how about the men that carry the coat the other time who came? They brought me in taxi. They flew me here and brought me in taxi. And the journalist asked me, are you going to jail? I don't know. But why they brought you? You said that they seen cocaine.
You took him a Bucky Raw, the rapper.
His case is completely different. Bucky Raw case, they went and invaded his house and found some marijuana there. And that was like 6-7 months ago.
But he said in his own words to the journalist that they seen cocaine case.
No.
They seen drug. Okay, let me put it in the. They seen drug case. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he was talking about weed.
Well, I don't know, but he said drug.
Okay, I know
So-
that what I'm telling you.
So that's why I'm abstracting. Since we have a present case of cocaine, I am abstracting from that word drug and saying cocaine. You say, oh, that the same drug case. So the same drug case is applicable to what is contained, what is on the floor now, cocaine. That's how I read into that. But here is the thing here. Whether the man is a kingpin, in the law, there are no sympathy. They just grabbed a president from Venezuela just the other day. They brought he and his wife in handcuffs. He and his wife, they brought them in handcuffs. He was lying in the quiet environment of the mansion. A sitting president of Venezuela. The long arm of the law went there and grabbed him. They brought a previous one. I think it was during Ronald Reagan time. And they had him jailed again. They get Escobar or Pablo, one that Mexican name, so Escobar, the tunnel man. They got Escobar. Whether these people were sick, the president of Venezuela, whether Maduro, whether he was sick, whether he was at the breakfast table, or whether he was going to mass that day, they grabbed Maduro and handcuffed him and his wife. Now you got to look at this thing from the international perspective. Diplomatically, your president encroach on another land? No, but the United States has the bandwidth, the legal bandwidth.
Mr. Nipe, let me I won't hold you right there because God has patience. This is the this is the Bashiru Kante right here. Listen to what he's saying.
Say no to drugs, yo. Say no to drugs. We're making this shit happen today, yo. Say no to drugs, yo.
We're making this shit happen today. I said no to drug. The biggest drug kingpin in the country. I mean, what is this? I mean, look at this guy. The biggest drug kingpin behind all of this is parading in the street and telling us say no to drugs.
You see, he's just a facilitator. He probably doesn't.
Yeah. And that also lets you know that majority of those protesters are all syndicates of this crime. You know what I mean? If you can see one, if you can see the kingpin there, so imagine how many of his trappers, his drug dealer lords, and all the other people that you know, people were posting. We were taking it to be joke. They said Suso and them. Same people that selling it are the same ones protesting. You see it there.
I know. My people, I want to show this guy, man. So now I see his face now for real. This is now I want to show what I find here in America. This is the real Liberian face right here. You know, this is an individual. I got I don't want to say a poor woman because she's an educated person and she allowed this man to play her into that mess.
It's all right. It's all right. You know him because he lived right in your area there in Maryland.
I don't know this guy. I mean, look, because we know we play a lot of game here, hang out at parties and clubs. So maybe I came across this guy. I don't know. I got to ask some of my friends to see if they know him.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't know him. The face.
No. He's not related to Mr. Wright. Don't tell me that.
No. Who's that?
That the call I just received.
Who abused that abuse?
Because they both got sabu haircut.
I don't want them to say that my cousin, so you know I cover my hair.
Oh hell no!
You see my
No, I don't even know this man never met him. And I don't want to know him. No. But yeah, I mean, this is an individual, man. Look at this guy.
Someone's also texting me, that we have to question Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah. Right. Let me bring the video down so I think you're ready to want to see the man. But
the crew man say when a person is sick, you just got to bring in some small fun so that people can laugh. So that's why I interjected that into the space. But this is a very delicate matter. The matter is beyond us and our discussions. The matter is legal in context, in practice, all over. It is legal. It is unfortunate, and I think we go back into the Bible saying, what will it profit you if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor that the Bible speaks in. The context is, why do you want to benefit of something when you are going to be disgraced? You see, so that's where sister finds herself. Should we be empathic for her? Of course, because the name of the Republic of Liberia is associated with her. So we empathize.
She's okay.
We empathize with the condition, notwithstanding that we empathize with the condition. A crime is a crime. If a president of another country can be taken from his bed by the long arm of the law, ejected from his bedroom, and brought to the United States of America, he and his wife, where they are currently incarcerated, then it should ring to us a bell. That bell, as a word from CWA, when it started ringing, then everybody in Monrovia knows it's school time to go to school at 7:30. So once the United States did at that as a precedent, a signal to the world that no matter who you are, if you are involved in cocaine and drug-related matters, you will be arrested wherever you are. So I think, against the background that whether she allow herself or to fool into doing that, it just beats my imagination for all of us or anyone to justify, say, she should have been given some soft landing. No, there's no soft landing here.
Mr. Nipe. You want to give example?
Yes, my dear brother.
Those examples you were giving were like apples and oranges. Have you heard of Club Fed in the United States? You know what Club Fed means? There are certain prisoners that they give, to use your term, soft landing. They send them to a place where it's open, they got health facilities and all that sort of stuff. It's not like they're in a real prison. The examples you're giving about Maduro, the examples you're giving about Hernandez, the one from not Nicaragua, Honduras, those were invasion by the American government, especially on Maduro's. You saw what Donald Trump did.
I mean, 1,000% with you on that, Mr. Monju. The references is really doesn't apply.
Yeah, and you as an African, you're supposed to condemn that because you're from a small nation where a crazy man like the next Donald Trump could do that to an African country.
So Ronald Reagan was crazy too? Was Ronald Reagan crazy when he brought the guy from Panama?
That should be universally condemned. You don't go in people's country and grab their leaders. You just
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you see that precedent being set, they must know for us in the smaller place. They say when you see them, excuse me, please. Excuse me. Excuse me. When you slap a big man in the public, it speaks louder to a small boy. That the same way they slap the big man in the public, they can slap you too.
You don't breach a country's sovereignty because,
I agree.
I think that the president was involved in drugs. They had no actual evidence. There was no graphic evidence tying Maduro to drug trafficking. No. So that could even be used as an example.
But the same thing happened in Panama. Why did Ronald Reagan bring the guy from Panama?
From one bad example to the other. That's what I'm saying.
But if it can happen to the people in another space, it can happen to you in a smaller country. You know what happened to the Nigerian Secretary of State of Finance? Secretary of State of Finance? I think it's either the Ghanaian, either the Ghanaian or the Nigerian. He's in America right now. He's in America right now. So if it can happen in Nigeria or Ghana, the specificity of what I'm saying here is that the law is the law. That's my point. The law is the law. And there cannot be any soft landing for someone who has been vice president, senator, and first leader if the same soft landing could not be given to the former Chief Justice.
I just told you the same U.S. government don't want to give soft landing to their prisoners here, depending on the person's status. That's what they call a club fed.
Okay, agree. Let me agree with what your club fed is.
Maxwell. But
Ghislaine Maxwell, what the current Justice Minister went into the prison, first in his kind. I heard about that.
And they removed her to a version of Club Fed. And that's what they did. They moved her to a version of Club Fed. So yes, there are certain prisoners. They look at your position within society. They say, well, we can't talk you with another prisoner.
Because of the president's interest. The president had vested interest. You know the case that you just brought in. It's about a man who died in prison, another billionaire who died in prison. And you know the pieces of the puzzle. There are several pictures on that puzzle. And the people want to disintegrate the puzzle so that one face cannot be on that puzzle. So that's why the thing happened. In the case of Liberia, we have to say a spade is a spade. Because let me say hypothetically, Mr. Moyu, if you are in Liberia and somebody lie on you, say you follow that thing there, you'll be in jail. You'll be in jail. So let's be honest here and move on the sentimentality and all those kind of things. Let's squash those things out and look at what if it was Mr. Cassell had gone to just visit. And Mr. Nippel said, I gave Mr. Cassell and that's true. I give you $2,000 the other time Mr. Cassell is involved in this thing here. You think they'll give you soft landing? They will not.
Mr. Cassell is a nobody.
So the nobodies, they should treat them because they are nobody. Notwithstanding they are human beings, and all of them will go 6 feet as if they're somebody.
Don't forget, Mr. Napier, don't forget the health aspect. That's why I introduced that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But all of them, the somebody and the nobody will all go to 6 feet, right? Is that correct?
100%.
So that's what the law says. And that's the law there. That's why I brought in that specific example. That's the law right there. Thank you.
Mr. Nuboy.
Well, I was checking if we had similar case. We have had similar case in the U.S. before, but Ulysses Grant was only given speeding ticket because they say his horse was speeding, and Spiro Agui, Richard Nixon, VP, he was charged and he was given 10,000 fine and 3 years of unsupervised probation. And I haven't seen anything here, that is similar to our case in Liberia. But the law that Liberia is using now, she was the president of the Senate when it passed the law as a VP. She was the president of the Senate when it passed the law. And they were making noise. I know the government has to be strong, be strict on the law, and punish those who are trafficking drugs. Now, how somebody you are not part of them, but they give you, more than $135,000, and he took it. Even as early as August this year, she received, $15,000
And they put you on the plane. You went to dine with them and dance.
on the plane. And that's the time they give her, $45,000 to spend. You put me on the plane, or you give me $1,000. We question you why.
Oh, Mr. Nubola, the question I come to put in why.
So her part of cold water, is too cold though. 130.
Mr. Nubola, they're not cold water, the ice cube.
Over the ice.
Okay, I just want to say this quickly, and I'll get back to you guys. All right. The studio is back. I want to tell you that the studio has dropped, but I see Alex back in the back there.
Okay.
And I was trying to reach out to him, but I couldn't get him. But I see he's back.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, go ahead, sir.
I think Claudia dropped too. So
Yeah,
I don't have any sympathy. The government is using the same law that she passed. I won't say signed, that she passed, and she has been one of those pushing for harsh treatment of people involved in a drugs issue. So no, I don't know. She's a smart lady. I don't know why she got herself entangled. And the people came. They said they want to build cocoa farm for 250 million. There's not a single tree. And they give you, to start with, they give you $75,000. I want for you to take the security officers to Marshall and show them the cocoa plantation. if there are any plantation, Rawasco are going to be in a plantation, even Shefflin, now Kesselly Barracks was going to be in a plantation. Even their hideout place, no Duason, was going to be in a plantation. So where is the plantation? Or they were talking about cocaine. I think somebody made a comment on this show that some
That's
time
what I
ago.
said. I said it.
Uh-huh. I mean, when I came in this country, I worked at Chattanooga Choo Choo as a bearman, and these ladies, two ladies came, white ladies, they came from Nashville. So they say, where can we find coke? I said, the vending machine is is on the second floor. They started laughing. They said, oh, we are not talking about Coca-Cola. We're talking about cocaine. I said, no, I cannot help you. So I think that was
Okay.
the
I want us to do this very quick before we leave in the
yeah.
last 30 minutes that we have.
Mhm,
Claudia sent some videos over today.
mhm.
By the way, Monju, Mr. Nipit, Claudia, you got any other last thing you want to say before we move on to the next topic on this drug thing?
No.
Okay. So let me roll these videos that Claudia sent me, and she will talk about the video. She's here. I can speak for her. But I think the videos are about the deportees. The
Okay.
One
So
second, Claudia. Let me
what?
roll the video. One second. Let me roll the video first.
All right, because like the data is going down. All right, 31.
Your data. Okay. Video number 1. Here we go.
JFK.
All right, Claudia, you
All
can
right.
talk about this video while I pull the other one up.
Okay, great. So basically, this is where the 20 guests are being are housed. There are 5 Black Africans amongst them, some from Cameroon, Ethiopia, and the rest are from Venezuela, Guatemala, Cuba. We
You
have
are just like people that
this guy, he's from Guatemala. His name
migrate
is Roger.
illegally, right? Not crime. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you can have chance to
Let me
go
mute your
back,
video so
but you have to
we
do
can
it
hear you. Go ahead.
differently this time. And I know you know how
All right,
now.
so according to
And you have a
Roger,
lawyer
he
now.
says that because one of the issues is keeping them here, and every one of them we spoke to all have the same aspirations of going back to America. You know, they didn't want to stay in jail fighting their case. They prefer coming here, and then they can be transitioned to back to their country. Because according to him, his lawyer told him that he would have to go back to Guatemala, and then try again to go in America, because a lot of them entered in America from different countries rather than entering in America from their home country. And he said that other deportees that went to other various African countries cried about it being treacherous, bad welfare. But he, on the other hand, loves that they were sent here because this is probably one of the best areas in Africa that any of the deportees have ever been to, compared to where other people have been sent to, like they said, Ghana I don't know, Zimbabwe or whatever. So according to him, they all have temporary ID cards. They don't have passports. They don't have any document to prove that they're even from the countries they claim they come from. But they were giving these temporary ID cards by immigration from over there, here, and it will expire in October. So that means when it expires, America will send money through Western Union to the government of Liberia for each of their ID cards to be renewed. And a lot of them said they're not going to wait for that long. They don't want to pay that money. It's a lot of money. So they're just going to try to get out of here before their ID cards expire. So this is the facility in which they are in Marshall. As you can see, the right-hand side is the hotel. On the left-hand side is the new hotel they were building, but because they're helping the government, they have funds now to complete the hotel, complete more rooms to host more people,
Claudia, let
and
me hold
they
you right
even
there.
brought some people
Claudia,
today. Yes,
who is the
so they
lady?
were coming. No, that's the manager of the hotel. That is Ellen.
Oh, okay.
She literally has no say in any of this. They only gave them the the space that they needed, but they don't have no, their duty is to make sure that they have their feeding. But the medical comes from JFK, of course, LRRC that deal with refugees. They come and every day, the IOM and the United Nations come every day. They spend the whole day with them, counseling, questioning. Some of them still have court cases, so they have to do those court interviews that are translated and sent back for court proceedings. And she's just the manager, like she said. They don't have any right to talk to the media. There was an incident where New York Times came and tried to interview one guy, took him in the car, and LRRC and all the security ran there. They were like, "Hey, what are you doing, kidnapping?" They were like, "No, we just want to interview him." They said, "No, they have right to move around, but not like this. They have to have security from from the hotel to be with them and accommodate them. But for journalists to just come and say, 'Hey, can I go?' No. Luckily for me, I spent the whole day. I was just staking out, waiting for one to come out, and I saw Roger, and he wanted to get some stuff, and I was like, "Let me walk you, let's go." And I used the opportunity to talk to him. He's a friendly guy, and he did relate to me that he gave someone $100 just for a pack of cigarettes. Because he thought in Africa they didn't have those things. They didn't have certain, condiments that they have in the jail, like tobacco and rolling paper. And the person ran off with his money. So they're having those issues where when they come out, in Liberia, we have an issue with trust, man. You have people come in your country. It's good to be honest. They'll ask them how much for water. They'll say $5 US. And we know a bag of water is 5 LD. And we know a bottle of water is 50 LD. So they're taking advantage on that level. And I don't feel that's good. It's not a good thing because it could happen to us, but contrary to that, they're safe. But like I said, Marshall is a very dangerous place. I'm surprised the government even dropped them around here. They could have taken them like Marathon side, but they brought them right in the heart of the drug city, which is crazy. But I didn't experience any of them like looking like addicts or having any drug problems or whatever, or requesting for drugs. But they have their freedom. And there was one lady. I mean, there's actually 3 women. One is very young, but she looks to be about 21 or so. No English at all. There was an interpreter from Monrovia. He works at a private business that had to interpret for her. So I couldn't talk to anyone that couldn't speak English. Only Roger could speak a bit of English, and that's him in the video talking about him being happy being in Liberia is better than any other part of Africa where they've been sending them. It's not his first time, and he says it's not going to be his last time trying to go to America. It's not his first time to be deported to an African country, and it won't be his last.
So what language do they speak?
They speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Espanol.
Spanish. One teased me, said he speaks French. And I was recording them at first, and like when they noticed that I was recording them, oh, there was this whole new spirit came in them, and a lot of them said they're from Venezuela. So you know what's going on in Venezuela, and they did not want to be seen in videos or anything. They said because they could be murdered, they could be killed by their government, or held by Trump, you know, or whatever.
Hey, Claudia,
So
that's why
yes.
you need. That's why you need to tell one of them. No hablo español, pero entiendo.
No, I actually said that. I said that to Roger, and that's what made him like really start. He was tickled, and
You
he was like,
see?
"Okay, I'll talk to you. Come."
There you go.
I was like, everything. I was like, yeah. But one thing I noticed about the food, because trust me, I was there from this morning 8 o'clock until I left there around 6 p.m. And every portion of meal they had today, I ate some. You know, I wanted to
Oh, okay.
test it out. They don't like pepper. There was nothing had no spices whatsoever. For breakfast, we had pancakes.
Wow.
We had fried egg, but it's not the scrambled egg. It's just the egg like when you crack it and it just, you know, simmers. And with
Okay.
sausage, which is I guess artificial bacon, and
You'll start
something
feeling
like
good
hash.
picking up your there.
hash browns. No, not bacon. They're using sausage. You know, they're hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
It's the replica of their bacon.
But
Okay,
you
brother,
need
tell
to.
us you gotta do Jeff fit.
You could do a profile. You could do a profile of the deportees and sell that to the international press.
Yeah, actually, they were there. They were impressed to see me. They said I'm the only local journalist that even came out there and even got a story, you know, because they said no local Liberian journalist has come there. They don't even know where they are. How did you
Yeah.
know? I was like, because I beg to differ. My panelist staff asked me to know, so I had to know. I had to get this.
Yeah, do a profile, sell it to Al Jazeera or BBC. They'll be happy to take it.
All right. So, any question for Claudia, gentlemen? Mr. Monji already asked a question. Mr. Nipit, Mr. Nubo.
Okay. It is sad that some Liberians are treating them that way. How you would give somebody $100 for a pack of cigarette and $5 for $5 LD sack of water.
No, I didn't follow you.
Eh?
I didn't follow American dollar.
Yeah, $5 for $5 Liberian dollar package.
Yeah.
A package that costs $5 sell it them to them for $5 US. It doesn't make any sense. But what I wanted to ask her, are these people giving them training? Because before I came to the US, I worked with the Peace Corps training program. It used to be called Cotton Training Program. When DK Wansoli was the head, and then it changed to Peace Corps Training Program. What we're doing was to train them how to live in a Liberian society. And at that time, we didn't have dual currency. Now we have. I think if they had trainers, they could train them, on these things here. And even the hotel or government can provide somebody to, when they are going to buy something or go with them, so they will not be robbed. Yeah, I'm surprised the guy is praising Liberia, and I think we need to continue being good to them. We have already accepted them, so let's treat them as our guests. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nipit.
Well, I just want to say thank you to Claudie for mustering courage to, I don't know whether she lives within the rebels, the Marshall area, but if she
Yeah,
lives there,
she lives there.
that's highly commendable. And I will hope the
What they call it, Iranisa? Yeah, Marshall. Huh? Yeah, Marshall. There you go. Like
Boys,
Marshall.
that Boys Town area, because that's where I live too. Boys Town, Marshall.
Okay.
I hope that the hotel management brings something like cigarettes and give them sufficient water when they're going out.
Well, that's a beautiful hotel. Y'all notice that too, huh? It's a beautiful hotel.
Mm.
Yeah,
Give them water when they're going out. And then, like Mr. Nubo said, have an escort because they came from the airport in a triple LRC vehicle. So they should have people there to monitor their movement, including all of the people in the joint security, so that they can deal to deal. Because if anything happened to any one of them, it will be on Liberia, because they are on our time and on our watch. So police will be there, immigration will be there, drug enforcement, what have you, supposed to be there. And those escorts will be taking them, say, 10 at a time if they want to go out, instead of one person going this way, the other person going the other side. So take them in a group, and maybe they want to see the scene, the river banks and all those things. But I want to commend Claudie, and we knew that she would be up to the task, and that those photos that she brings in make us glad.
Thank you, Mr. Nippet. Yeah, she doing company some lot of field work. She's trying to set up her schedule, see when she can go in the field and do the kind of reporting, because that's what makes the difference, right? You know, you do this kind of video, you produce the film, you provide the footage, and people see it. That's reporting. So another thing, we will be hosting Representative Bernard. What's the name? Bernard something. I just forgot his, but DJ Blue. Okay, DJ Blue. So Claudie managed to get him on the show. Calling him tomorrow to schedule, all the little, things that we're doing in the back to get people on the show. So he's slated for either tomorrow or Thursday. I know Friday we have Dr. Kennedy, Larry Kennedy. So yeah, we'll probably get Representative DJ Blue on tomorrow on Thursday.
What will we be asking him?
Yes, that's how I want to talk to him for tomorrow. I know he been part of, I think he is part of the culture committee, something like that. But he was very, remember the guy who, I saw him when you're telling people start giving you a call when the government was breaking down all the houses and trying to enforce the zoner code. I think there's a famous video of him, man. He trying to put it in the Hotel Africa area there. You were telling the community when they put kind of mark your horse, you don't take the pin off because you know they're gonna get. I mean, they're telling you that we'll pay you, we'll break your horse now. I'm giving you a code, and that video went wild. You saw that video too. Yes.
There's a lot of questions to ask him. There's a whole lot of questions. He's a representative. What he's doing for his area, and what are the top 5 things that he would say are priorities in his area, top 10 things. Those sort of questions. From a journalistic perspective, it comes to me naturally, So
that means it's gonna be political then?
No. It's
not necessarily.
With me, I know what he does, so it's a lot easier.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we can even go back.
I thought we were having something specific We have to do a recent law and certain things. Then we can swing into the other areas that we wish to go into.
All right, let's do
Well,
it,
well
Mr.
done.
Nippet. Let's do
You
it.
got
Like
it,
that.
Mr.
Drop,
Nippet?
please drop your preferred topic in the chat room, and then I will bring it up with him if he's comfortable doing that. And then I'll let you guys know. Okay, this is what we're gonna be talking about. But I think there'll be so much thing to talk about. DJ Blue, he's a former radio host. He loved to talk.
And then
So,
Bernard Benson. Bernard Benson.
Bernard Benson. Thank you, sir. Bernard Benson, Representative Bernard Benson. I want to be respectful of him. He's a lawmaker. So Representative Bernard Benson probably or tomorrow or on Thursday. Having said that, gentlemen, we got 11 minutes to go, and Alex is not well tonight, so I don't want to keep him too much. So let me go around the table. Let everybody get a closing comment. I'll burn the last 11 minutes up. Let me start with Mr. Nubo. Closing, please.
I would just take a few seconds of the 11 minutes. I think it was a nice show. And I think what happened today, will send a prayer message. But we have to be mindful of the fact that at the get-go, 12 persons were charged, and I think only 3 or 4 in prison. They say one escaped, the other ones, I don't know what's going on with them. So no, I don't know if Claudie can get the clear understanding, because all the rest, they are men. How many men connected to the case are at the, yes, not JFK, at the central prison? We need to know that, because people feel that we are being cruel to female and to former female Liberian officials, female officials. So I think we can look that way too. Thank you all. It was a beautiful discussion. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nippet?
I'm going to take 45 seconds. What is the law must be the law, and it should be respected. What is good for the geese must be good for the gango. What is a trespass is applicable to the commission of an offense or a crime. So a crime is a crime, and I want to thank my fellow panelists. It's been a highly spirited conversation. I want to thank Claudie. I want to thank Mr. Nubo, who wouldn't bring me in today, Mr. Katzer, and you, Mr. Wright, and to the young man in the studio who is not well, but because of duty to his country and his people, he's in studio tonight. And to our many listeners, thanks for being with us always. And bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Nippet. Mr. Cassell?
Yeah. Claudine just presented something that I think the government needs to take some corrective action. You just don't drop people in a place without security, even if they are deportees. So the fact that, some of them already getting scammed and stuff like that by the local residents there in Marshall, that's something that the government needs to take quick action. And let me just say, with regards to what I said about the former VP, I remain steadfast in my position that They should have that whole architecture, the whole infrastructure of bringing drugs into Liberia, that men actually run it. So you can't just grab her and make her a scapegoat. So the fact that she's also in, poor health, I think that the best option will be to, give her detention at home, give her home detention, send joint security there to be there 24 hours a day. If you want, take her cell phone from her or whatever. If she wants to make a call, one of your joint security people be there. Yeah, the fact that she's the only one that has been indicted, and she's a female, when we know the whole thing is being run by men. Like I said before, this is an institutional capture. The police part of it, the group at the various ports of entries, Freeport, the Roberts International Airport, and Lord knows where, the porous border. So these are things that, Jua Taylor just couldn't single-handedly command. So, give her home detention, that she's ill. Anything happened to her, they will blame the government. The government doesn't want to be blamed for it. A sick patient or a sick prisoner, anything happen, it will be their fault. So that and land and Alex, wish you safe recovery and take care. And we also, Mr. Wright, any word on the 2 missing people?
That's a great question. I know they were supposed to present the rating grievances to the senators, Yaya, as he requested, and probably need to get back. I think I spoke with Mr. Bozo 2 days ago. I need to call him back again and find out. Maybe he need to come on the show and provide, an update to the to the listening audience. So I'll get Mr. Bozo on the show. I'll talk to him tomorrow to know where things are. Thanks for that question. And then we need to come back and let the public know where we are and what the next step is going to be. But we opened the line earlier, Mr. Nepe and Alex and I, and we got some calls from people. I think Willie Katu called and he said, they're getting support still from Senator Yaya Nimlin, but it's disappointing that the rest of the caucus are not, stepping forward to be a part of the effort. But Senator Yaya Nimlin, it's good enough. We just need somebody to be able to, because once we can get him to talk on this issue, it will go wide and far. So we will do that to make sure and get Senator Yaya. I don't want to know if they have received, the rating grievances that he asked for. Once he has it in the favor, it's in your possession, we will bring him in the studio so he can be able to talk about it.
Okay.
For that, I will let you guys know tomorrow. But thanks for that question, Mr. Monju. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Mr. Alex, please take her home. All right, gentlemen, let me close out because Alex, I don't know what probably sleeping. All right, see you guys up tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.
TOP FM